You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Fantastic. I hope you have a good day.
Hope you have a better week.
I hope your month is full of successful days and a lot of great ventures. I hope you just come up, brother.
I hope your whole fucking year is spectacular.
Oh, you hope my year is spectacular?
Yeah.
You got something you want to say to me?
You got something you want to say?
Come to the time where I need to make up a riddle. It's come to the of this episode, and my brain has been hopping around trying to. I need it. But whatever it is, I need it. I need to figure this out. So I'm just going to talk about the weather. Everywhere else is snowing. In California, whatever is happening out here in North Carolina, none of that is happening very much in it. That's it for basketball. For Jake, for Nick, for Colton, and for Medine. We are going to get out. What up, family? It's your boy Alvaro, and we are back. We are here for another episode of One Gotta Stay. I'm really excited about this one. I feel like we go get loud a little bit. I know last time RJ was on here, it was real spirited. With that, let's start off with him. Who's coming off his first successful day of school? RJ, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm about to throw virtual hands if everyone doesn't have the same number one as me. If everyone hasn't chosen the same one, we're gonna throw virtual hands. That's all I can say about this topic.
I mean, I know somebody on here who can like throw hands like seriously, but I'll leave that for a little later. Ryan, good to have you back. How you doing, fam?
Oh, it's good to be invited, not being like a clutch replacement for once. And if you're gonna do something in March and you need a token white guy, why not an Irishman?
Well, there you go.
Yes. I'll enjoy this one.
You are the token white guy. We love to see. I love to see it. I'm gonna move down to the corner, the far corner. Kenyon, Kanye, my guy. What's going on, fam?
Man, taking it easy. I was really excited for this one. Couple spoilers. You asked me to do this kind of early, so I was really looking forward to this one. Once I saw the names, I'm kind of with RJ. If people don't at least have my number one, who's staying, then we're gonna have a problem. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
How about this?
I kind of got like people from all walks of my life that I like the fan league people I know, my high school people, and then my boy from way back when, Chicago. I got two Chicago peeps here, but Lil Durrell, how you doing, fam?
I'm doing well, man. I'm not prepared to throw hands or virtual hands because this is R&B. I'm an R&B guy. I like to keep it cool and mellow. This is my genre, though, so I'm excited.
Glad to have you here. And speaking of hands, so I made a comment sometime last week about knowing how to cut people. This is the person I learned that from. This is the sis. I love her to death. She made a guest appearance last episode. She's on fully today. Tanisha.
That was shady.
But you know how to. So I mean, I learned from the best. How you doing today?
I'm ready.
All right. That's all that's needs to be said. Kenyon, you ain't the only favorite non-son here. So today we got 4 legendary R&B groups. We got Drew Hill, Toni, which I just found out I'm controlling Tony's channel, and there was a question about Toni, and I posted about Toni on Tony's. It was fun. Inside joke to me. We got Boyz II Men, and we got Jodeci. This is I feel like going to lead to a lot of arguments, but let's just get to them straight away. We are going to start with Durrell. Durrell, your number 4, please.
All right, my number 4 is Toni. Goodbye.
Why and why?
First off, like Tony is the only group here who, like, I just wasn't old enough to be around and active while their music was coming out, so I really could only base it off of what my parents were playing for Tony. And out of what my parents were playing as I was coming up, I feel like they only had like 3 or 4 real slaps. I know that they were
What?
Yeah, it's not that long of a. I know they have a lengthy discography, but they don't have too many records where I'm like, yeah, this has to stay in heavy rotation.
Bro, they have anthems. Like
four.
anthems on
Literally.
They got more than 4. Before we get into this, does anybody else also have Tony as their number 4?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell us why.
I'm sorry, but outside of Feels Good, what are we referencing here?
Anniversary.
Wait.
Anniversary. Let's Get Down.
No. Here's the problem with Tony. All right. I'm not saying they weren't good singers, but the fact of the matter is, when you want to think like R&B music that like could have been anybody's, it's their stuff. There's nothing about their sound that really stood out amongst the pack.
Raphael Sadiq has one of the most influential sounds and unique voices you can ever. Okay.
Preach. Tabernacle. Prayer meeting.
But he doesn't hold up to the 3. And just really quick, Daryl, I'm only 40, and I used to listen to this, so I take offense to I only know what my parents used to play.
No,
I didn't wait for that one. But carry on.
But no, what I mean is like I was outside with everybody else. I was like living to.
Fam, I was outside with you. I knew Tony.
I agree. They were my number 4 too. They did have Anniversary, Never Rains in Southern California.
Let's Get Down
on that song.
Which slaps?
Larry Watt. Like, they had hits. However, they did not hold up to the other 3.
But Let's Get Down is a classic. DJ Quick on the verse. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, Let's Get Down. I can remember, but you know what? That particular song is so much far and away from everything else they did. It was like a desperation move. That was like the last good song I could even think came from them. After that, what?
Wow.
What was there?
And even with that, you have to get rid of Raphael Sadiq in general. And just that man is legendary. Legendary. He's probably the most successful to break from his group than any of the other ones. Anybody else in any of these groups.
Actually, that's probably That's probably a fact. That's probably a fact.
It's not probably a fact. It's a fact.
They still didn't make the cut.
Okay, but we're not talking about the individual. We're talking about the group. We're talking about all the Tonys, not just
everything that comes with them. And I can't. And
don't act like we're not going to talk what each group also gave us after the groups. Don't act like we're not going to talk about that.
Of course. And Daryl, you said when I talked to you about this, you said Tony doesn't belong in this, and I don't know what is wrong with you.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Wow.
Well, you know what?
I'm offended.
I'm not hurt by the spot. I'm hurt by the comments.
Oh, damn.
I'm offended for the rest of the groups. And then, like, for instance, you're saying Raphael Sadiq's legacy. All right, cool. I forgot who it was in Boyz II Men, but he is like mentoring Usher and like hand in hand with him his whole career and like helping him produce hits. That's bigger than a lot of Raphael Sadiq shit.
Except Jermaine Dupri was the one who gave him one of the greatest R&B albums of all time.
For sure.
So I mean, it's Jermaine Dupri, not this. Anyway, you know what I'm gonna do? That's fun. Thank you. But anyway, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with my number 4, and I'm just gonna leave this here and wait and see what happens.
What did you just say?
First?
Get out. Leave your own show.
You're the host.
Oh my god!
You always do this every time.
Oh my god, dog! You're doing that to be funny, right?
No. I came up with this list, and
oh my god,
Boyz II Men was automatically. I love all four of these groups, and they're all great. But Boyz II Men was automatically.
The first
automatically.
Look, if no one else is gonna throw hands, I will. My God.
Go. So okay, maybe there was a little bit of thought, especially after this past week. I've been listening to all the groups just to make sure I didn't forget nothing. And with number 3, I was like, there might be. Yes, I did. I chose Violence when I came up with this list because I specifically was ready for this moment.
Yes, this is some Heath Ledger Joker shit. You want to burn the world. That's what this is.
Here's the deal with Boyz.
Jason and right. You just wanted violence. You just wanted someone to come in here.
Here's the deal with Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men is upper echelon, top of the class. Their songs are timeless. But there is only one song I will ever want to go back to again and again and again, and that's Motown Philly. I don't need to sit around and listen to End of the Road. I don't need to sit around and listen to the other 2 songs I can't even remember because I don't listen to them.
They're depressing, right?
Do you not enjoy
Hey Lover? Hey Lover with LL? Nothing?
I saw that. I was like, I missed that hook. But you know what? I'll be all right. I ain't listening to Hey Lover.
One of the coldest runs to ever happen was on Hey Lover. What are you talking about?
It does suck. It does suck. But here's the thing. I came to loving R&B a little late. I was real hip hop. But I need variety when it comes to my R&B groups. I need the slow jams. I need the hits. I need different. And all they do is sing ballads.
True.
I don't need ballad after ballad.
But they sing ballads perfectly.
They do.
Perfect.
That's why they're legendary.
With zero error.
Zero
error. Something's wrong with you.
Here's my deal.
The best harmonizing you will ever listen to.
Giving you whatever alcohol she's giving you.
I'm pretty sure she's not watching right now because she would have called me and yelled or something. So we'll see what happens a little later.
What's wrong with you?
Here's the deal. Boyz II Men has one primary reason you play them, and I don't need that right now. I need everything else. I got other big reasons for that.
What's the primary reason?
You don't love Mama, Miss Sharon?
Nah, I don't. I got sick of that song. I got very, very sick of that song. So
Boyz II Men is good for breakups and death.
I need some energy in my life.
Kind of reminds you of Sade. You listen to them, but they make you want to slit your wrist a little bit, it's depressing. But
a little bit.
Very good music if you want to, cry and be a little sad.
Yeah. So
you never went to a school dance. That's what it is.
Really
you never went.
I never what?
No, Ruru. He never went to a school dance. He doesn't appreciate.
Oh, nah, I got somebody right over there who can prove that I've been to school dance after school dance after school dance. That is not a question.
I won't let you get trouble for that. What's up?
Well, man, you never got asked to dance or something, man. You must have been a wallflower.
You know what? That might be true.
He up on that wall just waiting.
They didn't know what they had back then. But
anyway, I'm gonna send you back to the wall. You turn around and you think about what you just said.
You hang by that punch bowl.
I don't know why.
Don't worry, I know about the switch. I got your back on that one. Yeah. I know about the 1, 2, 3 switch.
Exactly. So does this man right here who should have been on the show, but he's got to work. I don't know why I'm asking this, but does anybody else have boy? No, they don't. So I'm gonna just
hell no.
Move on.
There is such thing as a stupid question.
Hell no.
Kanye.
Oh, who's my number 4?
Your number 4, please.
Oh, Jodeci got to go. And I'm going to be very clear when I say this. Oh, I don't care. You're going to get mad. Yeah, you're going to get mad. Listen, Jodeci, for all of the songs that they came out with, let me be very clear when I tell you this. Jodeci sounds like a preacher who just finished telling you that they're getting ready to close, and then they preach for another 15 minutes halfway hoarse. That's all they do is scream into a mic, and they take turns doing it together. They have the worst harmonies out of everybody inside the group.
Baby.
They're not good. Jodeci has some bangers. I respect the fact that they came out with bangers and was able to fool people, but when you listen to their actual voices, or in some cases, lack thereof, they sound like hoarse 50-something-year-old preachers who told you they about to sit down and decided to preach for another 15 minutes. They starting to get that, I really love you. Like that stuff starts getting ridiculous. Tell them to sit down somewhere.
Wow.
That's bullish. And that's one of their biggest songs. They're trash. I'm sorry. Jodeci can go kick her out. Jodeci has about 2 songs that I will still listen to this day without actually being willing to jump out of a window. Like 2 tracks. Jodeci goes number 4. Jodeci has the worst harmony. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Jodeci has the worst
You ain't good.
harmony out of all of the groups that you have listed by a country mile. A country mile. Oh my gosh. You guys talked about Boyz II Men making you want to slit your wrist. Jodeci makes you want to go deaf. Jodeci makes me want to stick my fingers into my ears. Like, Jodeci is trash. Go ahead. Next. Who wants to argue?
Anybody else have Jodeci as number 4?
And if any of y'all say that, oh
No.
my gosh, they sound so good, I want to know what type of music you listen to. What type of R&B you actually listen to. If they sound pleasing to you, please tell me.
Speaking you.
They sound
Anybody?
I don't mind the preaching. I don't mind the preaching one bit. And you bring up a song that's not even, yes, it's Casey and JoJo, but it's not Jodeci.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go with Fiendin'. Let's see. What's the one with all the Jodeci and
Cry for you, freaking you, come and talk.
Yep,
to
they
me.
screaming on freaking you.
What
They
about us?
screaming on come and talk to me.
Lately, get on up. Like, are you
Get on
crazy?
up.
See, just in the same way that like Ruru was complaining that like Boyz II Men didn't have a lot of variety, Jodeci had variety. They were able to do soft. They were able to do a little bit more mature rated stuff. They were able to
screamed
go
on
wherever.
soft and
And then because they
screamed
had
on
those
instrumental.
varying sounds, those varying voices, that made them stand out from the pack.
What person varied inside that group to you?
JoJo primarily.
Okay, if you say so.
Let me just say this.
He said, okay.
I had the Jodeci boots back in the 90s. They were a whole movement, okay? Without KC, we wouldn't get Mary J. Blige because he effed her up.
Thank
so
you,
bad
Lord.
That she gave some of the best I Will Kill Myself music after she got done messing
What?
That's me.
down.
She would have chose another person that screams on their music. Okay.
She's throwing up that nope.
Kanye. That's me. That's me.
It's okay.
Anyway,
It's okay.
does
I knew
anybody else?
there's gonna be trouble when I sing the name Kanye up there.
All right. Well, with that, then, RJ, process of elimination. Why are you wrong?
Why am I wrong?
Oh!
What are you talking about? Why am I wrong? Drew Hill is not an R&B group. It's Cisco featuring Drew Hill. I'm sorry.
That's
all
fine.
That's what you need.
Boy, if you don't get
With these pop-ups. You gotta stop with these
This
pop-ups.
group is Cisco featuring Drew Hill. That's all it is. Don't get me wrong. They got tracks that slap. But when I'm looking at them as a group, I'm looking for groups that actually contribute. When everybody gets in. Don't get me wrong. Other groups have their guys who get more leads than usual. But when you literally got one guy, I'm sorry. Like you might as well be Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Because no one cares about the Miracles. Nobody cared about Drew Hill. Everyone cared about Cisco being a Drew Hill. That's all I gotta say.
All the greatest group got one person. Beyonce was Destiny's Child. Wanye was Boyz II Men. KC was Jodeci.
I stopped listening to him when he said. I stopped listening to him
No,
after
you
his
don't
first
count.
sentence.
You don't
so.
count. You don't get to talk no damn more.
I don't pay attention to issues. Anyway,
Your black
next.
card has been revoked.
Message.
Do you not? Have you not seen the video for "Tell Me"? Like Cisco ain't doing nothing but hopping in the back. He ain't on that song.
He's doing this.
He's just hopping in the back. Tell me what you want. He is back up on that song. I'm telling you.
And even as him being the lead, the rest of Drew Hill held him down with the harmonies anyway.
Ooh,
Like, it doesn't matter. Their harmonies were clean behind him.
Like I said, I'm not denying what they could do. I'm going by, like I said, I was given 4 choices. I had to put who I had to at the bottom.
Oh, I mean,
that's why I did it.
I get it, but you just
Yes.
Oh, don't even start, Rue. Don't even start. Don't try to turn all the anger on me. We all know what
Rue, you're the most unforgiving, but damn it, if he's not a follow-up.
No.
I'm okay with being the follow-up.
He's not a follow-up.
Like, RJ's bad, but Ruru, you were evil. All right, there's different levels there.
Look, man, I need to be able to like bump at any point if I'm going to keep you. And the amount of songs Drew Hill has, but we'll get into that later. So with that, we are done with everybody's 1, 2, with everybody's 4 and where we're at right now. Tanisha, Daryl, and Ryan got rid of Tony. RJ got rid of Drew Hill. Kanye got rid of Jodeci. And yes, I have Boyz II Men gone. Out by, I don't care. I don't think I've listened to anything from Jodeci in years. Sorry, not Jodeci. Boyz II Men in years. But since we just left off of what RJ was talking about, Ryan, continue to hate. What's your number 3, sir?
So to go along with what RJ was saying, my number 3 is Drew Hill. And here's the thing with Drew Hill as a group. They started off well, but they were like the bad part of R&B for the late 90s. You know, they came up with like, you know, certain performers that would just glitz and glamour. No, don't give me that Nathan Fillion. No, don't give me that. All right. Compared to all 4 groups, they were more spectacle than they were substance. All right.
Thank you.
So they're above Tony as far as like film, you know, discography. But when one of your claims to fame is doing the background vocals for Will Smith's Wild Wild West,
they're the only reason that song is good.
I'm sorry, no. And they put the blight of Cisco on us. All right.
Not a blight.
No one's gonna remember Drew Hill unless they're remembering Cisco and the thong song.
The thong song.
That is a Wikipedia, you know, A to B that I don't want to go through.
Everybody loves the thong song.
Exactly.
Everybody loves
the song. That is a song that if you listen to it now, there is just cringe.
I bet you still know the first verse.
No, not the damn thing. All I know is that goddamn chorus, because that doesn't just repeats and repeats and repeats.
And that's what made it so classic. He can make a chorus repeat, and everybody anyway.
But you know what? That's more pop music. That's not even R&B. I would not classify the thong song as an R&B hit. Still, Drew Hill has hits, but again, anybody else have Drew Hill as their number 3?
Yes, I have Drew Hill as my number 3.
Go ahead, Dave.
A lot of the same points, man. I think that they were just outside of the golden era of true R&B. I think that it was a lot of Cisco as the front man, a lot of extra dancing around in the videos. I do think that they had some really, really big records sprinkled in here. They were on BET and MTV all the time, but it just doesn't hold up to what I consider the golden era of R&B. So
I'm going to tell you this. Drew Hill is probably one of the most underrated R&B groups of all time.
Ever.
Yep.
Ever.
I agree.
Ever.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
Just the like you go back and look at what they did, you're like, wait a sec. Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue on. Tanisha, who's your number 3?
Boyz II Men.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Oh, this whole family, I swear.
We are very intelligent.
Oh my God.
We're not depressed.
Any of y'all sing?
Message.
My mama watches, so I can't cuss.
You know you
I can't sing, but I can damn show here.
I'm sorry.
Now,
I just don't think like
so
if you can only listen to them when you're depressed, that sounds like a personal problem. That's not what they're only good for listening to.
No. but that's not why I picked it in that way.
If they're depressing to you, okay. They're not that depressing.
So I looked at all four of these groups. I was born in 1980, so I was here for all of this. I didn't come in at the tail end. I didn't do whatever. I was here for. So with that being said, my thought process of if you're driving, who do you want to listen to on your ride somewhere? If I got an hour ride, do I want to listen to End of the Road,
Nope.
Make Love to You, I'm Doing Just Fine?
Nope.
All of these songs, hell no, I'm gonna crash my car
Nope.
somewhere. Now, the catalog, amazing. But is it something that I want to listen to like on and on and on? Probably not. So therefore, they had to go. It was really a toss-up between them and Tony, to be honest. So
Thank you. Ain't nothing more to say. She really,
My spirit is just leaving me. Like,
Because you're talking about like
he's so upset. He's so upset.
and that's fine.
talking about like them only having to be fun is just I don't.
You don't.
To me, that's not what R&B. Like I said, to me, that's not what R&B is. If you're just looking for a good time in R&B, then that's not what R&B is.
No,
it's both. Don't get me wrong. It's both.
Record.
But if you're only looking for a good time, then
to the same
You're gonna miss
stuff
out.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm with her. Like you got all of it. You don't always have to have a good time. I feel like every single one of the groups ahead of Jodeci don't do what ahead of Boyz II Men. Don't do what Boyz II Men do as well as Boyz II Men, but they do everything else better. Like nobody sings the ballads and the love songs like Boyz II Men.
Nobody
anything
sings.
else? Anything else you want to do after that?
Like,
If you want the club hits, you want the chill hits, you want the laid back hits. They beat Boyz II Men and everything else, except maybe the one song Motown Philly, and that's it. So I can't. I couldn't do it. I also I didn't want to, but we're gonna move on. RJ,
I got one more counter argument I want to present.
go ahead. Go.
All right. The argument was what you're going to listen to. You put it in your car. You got a road trip. You got an hour. Okay. Let me set the stage for you. It's Sunday afternoon and you got to clean the crib. What are you putting on?
Now, Boyz II Men.
I'm also not trying to find out, like, how deep is your love for me with, other people. You know?
Right.
While you cleaning, I am screaming that.
No.
When I'm cleaning, I'm not
The
listening
thing
to
is,
neither-
R&B is very
neither one of these
situational.
groups.
That's what a lot of people don't seem to get. You can blend into hip hop, you can blend into pop music, and like some other people do. But if R&B, rhythm and blues, has a very significant vibe, a very significant feel. You can't just compare it to like just one song that they did back in the 80s that got them recognized, because the feeling, the overall genre that they present is mellow, vibe, romantic, ballad, whatever you want to call it, but it has a very distinct feel. So yeah, you're not going to probably use it when you're driving around, but if you're going to be at home and you want to be in yourself, that's what you do.
No.
RJ, let's hear your three, sir. Who do you have up there?
At my three, it was very close. My 2 and 3 were very close. My 3 was Toni, and Toni, just because of, like I said, between my 2 and my 3, when I reveal my 2, it was about repeat ability to listen to. That's really what it came down to. And Toni, like I was saying when I was defending that, like I said, that's why like at number 4, I was like, I didn't mind that like Toni was gone. I was just upset that it was 4. Like, but it's 3 for me, so like I'm not that upset. Like I'm still like their songs do slap, but I just maybe only like 1 or 2 of them I really like to listen to. Like Never Rains in Southern California and I Don't Know What You Came to Do is probably the 2 that I'm gonna listen to every time. Like, because y'all were talking about like, what am I gonna bump in the car? I'm gonna bump that one. I'm gonna bump. I don't know what you came to do on a long drive. I don't know why, but it's on the road trip playlist. But yeah, like I said, that's. I'm still kind of upset about Boyz II Men being in two people's bottom two, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Anybody else have Tony at number 3? Kenyon.
I'm pretty much the same. Yeah, Tony. I love their catalog and everything. For what they do have, like I said, I swear by Let's Get Down. I called you yesterday and told you I listened to that on repeat a couple times. Like Let's Get Down carries them for me. But they also have some more tracks. I think they sound better. And yes, I'm going to repeat this. Than Jodeci's Sorry Aces. I don't have nobody watching on me. Like, you'll figure it out. You'll figure out how you can. But yes, Tony just sounds a lot better. But I can't. I don't really care, man. You hardly speak to me now. But what I can say about Tony is that after looking at who I have number 2 and number 1, I couldn't put them above them in good conscience. I could put them above Jodeci just because I get tired of hearing people scream inside of a microphone. Tony at least doesn't do that. And they have, different areas that I think that they touched on. They have kind of like a hip hop feel if you want it. They could slow things down if you need. Now I will admit I will be fine if I never hear Anniversary another day in my life. However, outside of that, they're cool with me.
Somehow Kanye took his number 3 about Tony and continued to make it about Jodeci.
Yeah, you see how fixated he is? That's how much it got into his head.
Yeah. Tony is not my number 3. I'm gonna just pile on. Sorry, sis. Jodeci's out. Jodeci's gone. At my number 3. Yeah. Your scenario of who am I listening to? It really started to come down to a lot of them have a good amount of songs that I can really listen to, a good amount of variety. Now I'm getting to who do I just enjoy more? Who do I enjoy more? Who will I listen to more? And I enjoy the other 2 groups, Jodeci, Dru Hill, and Tony, more than I will sit back and listen to Jodeci. I absolutely love Come and Talk to Me. I do, but I cannot not laugh at them trying to sing Life when they're like 50 years old, and that like last year when they were kind of, it's funny. It's a bit funny. Jodeci's gone. They're number 3. But I will listen to them more than Boyz II Men. So Tanisha is ready to hurt somebody. So let's just get to it. I'll quickly do this recap, and we just gonna get into it. So right now, I am the only one left with Tony, but I have Tony, and Dru Hill. Tanisha has Dru Hill and Jodeci. Kenyon has Dru Hill and Boyz II Men, and then Daryl, RJ, and Ryan. They all have your typical 90s 1 and 2 that everybody would pick, Boyz II Men and Jodeci. So here we go. We're gonna get into it. We have a couple people on an island, but everybody is in groups now. So we're not gonna let anybody talk first. We're just gonna get into it. 4 people kept Boyz II Men. 1 person kept Jodeci, and yes, after a long while, even though I had Tony first, going through it, I had Dru Hill and I kept Dru Hill.
Oh my God.
I kept Dru Hill.
All the plastic-looking clothing in the world cannot save that choice. I'm sorry.
I was set for a very long time that Tony was my number 1. I was down pat. I was like, you got Raphael, you got Anniversary, you got Lay Your Head on My Pillow. Like, I have been thinking about it for years, and I'm like, damn, they did that. They did Lay Your Head on My Pillow. They did all these songs. And then I went back and listened to Dru Hill. And not only is Thong Song one of the most iconic songs of all time, it's the Thong Song. You cannot say it's not iconic. Damn.
It's memorable. It's infamous. But iconic?
You talking? No, yes, iconic.
Oh, don't even try to argue that. You're not going to win that argument.
Cisco also did Incomplete, knowing he
Incomplete, which I said earlier. Come on.
Incomplete's a good song.
Yes, I
And
remember
I-
the music video, him at the piano trying to look all serious and shit.
Most of us in this room has been somewhere. Tell Me has come on, and all the dudes are hopping the entire time. Hopping the entire time. How Deep Is Your Love is a banger.
Beauty. In My Bed.
That's the one. Beauty
Never
is the
make
one.
a promise. These are the times.
These are the times. We're not making love
These
no
are the
more.
times I will give you. These are the
In
times I
My
will give you.
Bed, the
That was probably
original
most-
and the remix with JD.
that was probably the most R&B song that they did.
Wild Wild West, Ryan.
Yes.
Oh, no. Fuck no, Bob. No. The fact that Drew Hill was on so many goddamn soundtracks in the late 90s. Oh, my God.
Speaks to how good they were. I agree.
The In My Bed remix is one of my favorite songs to ever be created. You cannot just get up and want to dance to In My Bed remix. I looked through them and I was like, Drew Hill takes it. For me, Drew Hill takes it. Yeah. Go ahead, everybody else. How y'all
You're
feel
wrong,
about it?
but it's a great number two.
They were my number two. They were my number two.
You're dead wrong for number one, but number two is a hell of a shout for you. Like, all respect to we just finished listening to all their songs. You know what I mean? Like they have a hell of a catalog. I have
Ryan, I was
respect for
yelling.
Drew Hill. I love Drew Hill. But
Like,
I love them just enough to make that number two spot, not number one, bro.
For 3 days straight, I've just been going around the house. How deep is your love for me? Just yelling. Because that's is in my head.
Yes, and I'm sure you were probably playing Rush Hour while that was going on too, for all I know.
Which is amazing. So I don't see the problem.
The problem is, as far as I can think of, when it comes to like Drew Hill, compared to Toni, compared to Boyz II Men, compared to Jodeci, they are the furthest from R&B. All right, if we go ahead and we take them out of the equation, this is what you always pose to me. If you go ahead and get rid of this person, everything they've affected, gone. I'm fine with Cisco and all of his shit being gone if we take out Drew Hill. That's actually a benefit. That clears my mind and my soul of my childhood.
Wow.
Oh,
You want to know how
when you were a child? That came out when I was
Drew Hill has been stuck on me. You remember how everyone had big watches, big chains, everything back then. I still have this goddamn watch. I cannot get rid of this thing because I bought it back in like those late 90s because this is what people were wearing back then. I want to throw this up against a wall and yet it will not break. That is like Drew Hill. I cannot escape that.
It will not break.
Here's my thing. I don't think, and
This
I
is a
think,
damn brick.
I think Toni is the only group out of this four that kind of at least somebody came out unscathed. Like Raphael Sadiq is the only person who's still fairly relevant today. Drew Hill is next. Like Boyz II Men and Jodeci ain't doing nothing but reunions and replays and all that stuff. So that's another reason why, even though Boyz II Men is one of the greatest groups of all time. But anyway, go on ahead, y'all. Go on ahead.
I mean, the other four said Boyz II Men, so there's nothing to argue about. It's fine. It was still majority. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you know one of the best things about Boyz II Men that you want to go ahead and complain about? They stayed Boyz II Men. All right? They didn't break off and become a duo. They didn't go ahead and have that a solo career that outshadowed the original group. Boyz II Men has always been Boyz II Men. There's a unity there. There's a message there.
Can somebody
Not everybody just can sing by themselves. That's all.
That's true. But can somebody tell me where my dude with the cane and the deep voice is? Because I ain't seen him in years. So you want to talk about unity? Where he
okay, first of all, if you
Sean,
don't know,
the one that talk.
No, he's talking about Michael McCrae. And don't talk about Michael McCrae like you know why he walked away. That dude had problems, okay? He had back problems. He had psoriasis. You leave the man alone. He had to walk away. But you want to talk about Michael McCrae. I'll defend Michael McCrae to death because you know what makes a great R&B group? Great harmonies. You know what make the best harmonies? Look at every great harmony group. You got to have a badass bass singer. Nobody does it like Michael McCrae. Nobody can talk to the mic and make you feel the feels like Michael McCrae. So you know what? Don't talk about Michael McCrae.
He brought up unity, and I was like, "Where's?" But they ain't all four. But you ain't never lied. That man, when Eugene Choi broke out into the monologue on Fresh Off the Boat, I was up and dancing and yelling because that was amazing. But still, I'm not listening to Boyz II Men. I don't think I have one song of theirs anywhere on my iPad or phone or anything.
Here's my thing with Boyz II Men, and RJ just said it. Like if you're listening to an R&B group, you're trying to listen to the group in its totality. And if any of them have a complete sound, basically, if I'm let me stop and make sure I'm correct when I say this, and I'm pretty sure I am. The second best singer of Boyz II Men is still better than all of the other singers in the rest of the group. And that's Sean. Like the second best singer inside the group could have been the lead singer in every last one of the other groups. Like
he easily was like a point.
That's how much skill you had in Boyz II Men. Do you understand that? Like Boyz II Men was cold as a group, like, and they always sounded perfect. There's something like you're not just talking about like I understand if you don't want to listen to them, that's a personal choice, and that's for you. But my thing is when you are listening to them, you are listening to absolutely zero mistakes done on a track together, like. Zero mistakes. You can't say that for any of the other groups. Cisco yells too much, and I'm not gonna get on Cisco too much, but Cisco's gonna wear himself out. He's gonna go hoarse by about midway to the end of the song because he's already screaming at the first bridge. You got Jodeci, who I've already stated my opinion on. I'm not gonna go there. And Toni, like you really only had Raphael Sadiq. That was gonna be the solid singer. Like with Boyz II Men, every last one of them were absolutely perfect. All four were perfect throughout everything they did. They always came with an exact perfect harmony. Like perfect harmony. And if you're actually just listening to the voices of a complete group, that's what you look for. People aspire to be like Boyz II Men when they put together men's groups. Literally.
Not one thing you said is a lie.
However,
I know there's a but there, but
I ain't listening to them. So,
and if that's your argument, I can't force you to listen to Perfect Talent. I can't. If you want to go a step below perfect, that's your choice. Like that's completely on you, brother.
You want a B+, take it to B+. Don't go for
you
the
know
A.
what I'm saying? Like, but I've known you, Ruin, for all your life. You were an A+ student. You know what I'm saying? Like, why degrade yourself now? Why step a notch below now, brother? Like the first time I saw you get a B was in college, my guy. Don't start failing yourself now. Don't settle. Like, don't settle for less.
I got to be in freshman year, but I ain't settling for nothing. I just can't do it.
You don't want to be like everybody else.
I don't.
Okay.
Tanisha, you've been mad quiet, which I know you just waiting. How you feeling?
Like I'm having a stroke or something. I don't know. Like I'm confused. I'm not understanding.
Why do you have Jodeci number one?
Because Jodeci. Because it's just freaking Jodeci. Like in the 90s, it was all about Jodeci. From the combat boots to the overalls it was all about Casey, JoJo, period. Devontae, all of them. It was just Jodeci. That teenage years was Jodeci.
And
anytime you as ugly as KC is, but the girls are going crazy over you, you doing something right. I'm just saying. It was just Jodeci. It was.
Daryl, you got something to say. I was going to say something, but you say something.
Was my number two. Yes. Cisco had the thong song. It was everybody's. You go to the club. That song came on. That everybody was going to the floor. But let's not forget, he was still on one of the best rap songs of all time to me, which was DMX. What you really want. And I'm sorry. So that was my number two.
Everybody is listing off all the names just in their head right now.
Yep.
Okay. I was gonna say Dru Hill was on a record with Will Smith. I forgot about the DMX record, but still, Jodeci is on a record with Pop.
Shaking your head. So when I said best rap, you thought I was talking about Will Smith?
No.
Oh,
No. Let's be clear.
No, I thought that you were about to talk
Will
about
Smith
how
is nothing like that.
Casey
No.
and JoJo were on the record with Pop.
well,
How
that
Do You
too.
Want It is a record.
It is.
Mm.
It is.
That's a record.
It is.
That's the Chicago wing.
But Daryl, you know the conversations I have about Pac, where he lands for me, so that'll make a difference.
Okay.
Why do you have Boyz II Men and why did you have Jodeci number 2?
A lot of what Kenyon was saying. Boyz II Men, they have perfect voices. To me, they were around in the golden era of R&B, around the time where like P. Diddy, Puff Daddy was starting to produce. So the music had this like new texture to it where it was produced well, but not overproduced. I think that when Dru Hill got into music, it became too overproduced, and R&B and black music started to try to compete with boy bands and like NSYNC. And so it was like too close in sound for me to fully enjoy.
NSYNC was fire.
And NSYNC is great for sure, but it's like that's not R&B, that's pop. And I think that Dru Hill is pop.
Backstreet Boys is better.
Hey, mute him.
You go for a second.
It's like I wanted to reverb that statement, but I'm gonna be careful.
No, hell no. Y'all ain't trying to start that fight. Y'all ain't trying to start about that fight.
Bruh, stop.
You think I'll go toe to toe for
stop.
Michael McRae?
Oh man.
RJ, stop.
Oh,
Stop,
God.
RJ.
I'm sorry. Continue with the actual topic. Continue with the actual topic.
Jodeci and Boyz II Men was tough for me just because Jodeci ran the 90s. They had the boots, they had the overalls, they
get
had
credit
the
for boots
impact.
and overalls?
You don't need no reason.
They had the impact.
It was
These
just
fools get credit for having boots and overalls?
they
Yo.
were just Jodeci. They don't
All right,
need no
listen.
reason.
They
made-
started off this argument with they wore boots and overalls. Some of the niggas in New York, they got
Don't
teams right
matter.
now. What?
No,
Oh no, yeah, they were fashion icons, all black, everything.
don't matter.
Yeah,
Don't matter.
They ran the 90s.
they wore boots and overalls was one of the arguments to them being one of the
They
best.
were
All right.
just Jodeci.
That's
period.
impact.
Period.
I'm saying, you know what's better than boots and overalls?
No.
Goddamn, the white tee with the suspenders, the slacks, the classic look. That's better look.
Boots and overalls.
And then knocking boots.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, Ryan, kick us off. Give us your final thoughts on who you have where and why, and let's finish off this episode.
All right. So pretty much I'm like with Daryl right here. I had Boyz II Men at 1. I had Jodeci at 2. The thing with both of them, I didn't get into music until 95, 96, like freshman year of high school and everything. R&B is what struck me. So I was learning more songs from Casey and JoJo, from Boyz II Men. I was learning that kind of sound. So it's hard for me not to love both of them. The difference of the two is that with Boyz II Men, I always had Boyz II Men. With Jodeci, I had to go back and look at that stuff simply because I learned from Casey and JoJo. All my life, that was look, I didn't have a love life until I learned how to sing that song. All right. And it worked. I will guarantee you it worked. Like, as far as romancing and all that stuff, this is what R&B has always been for me. It's been about romance. It's been about heartbreak. It touches the deeper emotional feels than some other music does. And if I'm going to go ahead and have a priority as to which one stays and which one goes, I'm going to go for the one that's got, the more soulfulness to it. Nothing against Jodeci. Jodeci, for what they did, was fine, but they were the more, I guess, edgy, not as romantic, but maybe definitely more in the feel sort of sound. But Boyz II Men, every time I hear a song, man, it just right here in the heart.
All right. RJ, you want to continue off with this? Give us your final thoughts, sir.
Oh yeah, because I only talked about Michael McRae. But no, everything Kanye said was true. Like, you talk about an R&B group, you talk about harmonies. There is nobody, and I did say it earlier. I'll only say it real quick again. Look, I'm a huge Backstreet Boy fan, and they're a harmony group, but nobody touches Boyz II Men when it comes to producing harmonies and nailing them every single time.
That's true.
No one. And I agree with Ryan that, to me, that is what R&B is about. Like, it's not only about the harmonies. Like, that's kind of why I was like arguing earlier about, like, you know, when you're putting it on the car and everything. Like, for me, when I listen to R&B, I want something that's going to hit me on that level. Like, I don't want to listen to it when I'm depressed. Just when I'm in the mood to feel something, that's when I'm going to put on R&B. I'm going to put on a lot of that music. So nobody does that in this collection like Boyz II Men, if at all.
Kanye, keep it moving, sir.
Oh, I thought I already spoke my piece like a couple times on this.
Yeah, we don't need to hear from him no more. He put Jodeci last.
I'm about to say, anybody who choose Jodeci number one, Toni, has a definite ear infection. But as far as going back to number one, yeah, I think I already spoke that, man. They just have the best harmonies. They were the one group that just sounds better. They are more aesthetically pleasing than any of the other groups. Like, they take their time with their harmonies. They make sure that they are always in perfect sync. Like, you know, there's nobody screaming in the mics. There's nobody that's trying to like outdo the other. They literally sound like one solid sound in one. Like, it's just beautiful, man. Like Boyz II Men is beautiful with their harmonies. You know, like I said, shout outs to Dru Hill. I gave them number 2 for some of the same reasons that you did, Rue. I just couldn't give them the edge over Boyz II Men when it came to just pure harmonies and stuff. You know, that's just what it came down to. As somebody who like had to sing a bunch of these different songs from coming up from like early age, like I much preferred listening to Boyz II Men if I was just listening to something that was going to bring me a complete feel.
Daryl,
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'll just say Boyz II Men made they had the range to make graduation music all the way up to bedroom music. And I think that's kudos to Boyz II Men.
Tanisha, as you sit there trying to figure out how we existed right now.
She ready to hit all of us. I can feel it.
RJ mentioned hands, and I told you.
Yeah, RJ, you're going to quit pointing your damn finger, too. But listen, I agree.
I point a lot.
Boyz II Men, as far as harmony, nobody tops them as far as harmony. However, most of Boyz II Men songs, I'm into it, and then halfway, I'm like ready to listen to something else because I'm tired. So that's just why they were my number 3. Love them all, this whole thing. And I do agree, they are the best when it comes to that. However, Jodeci, number 1. And I will tell you why. I'm a rule, something you probably don't know. 1996, maybe. My oldest brother sat and broke up with his girlfriend playing KC and Jodeci's remake of the If You Think You Lonely Now, Wait Until Tonight.
I know
Oh my God.
Played it and went and took a shower, did his hair, got all of this to go to bed, and said he didn't know he was going to meet in his dreams. So for that reason alone, I will never forget Jodeci at all. Never ever. So when you see Darius, you can ask him about that song. He will tell you, yep, I did it. And her dumb ass sat and listened to the song while he played it and broke up.
Savage.
But that was then 3 kids came after that, so it didn't work. However,
that is resonating.
He saw what he was affected.
He tried it, but however, I'm sorry. Casey, sorry. Jodeci, my number 1.
I have heard that story before, and of course Darius gets some collateral shots thrown his way. But hey, what's family for? I'll leave it off with our recap. As Daryl, RJ, Kenyon, Kanye, and Ryan have Boyz II Men. Tanisha has Jodeci, and to a surprise to me, because I had Toni as my number 1, probably up until a couple of days ago. Dru Hill is my number 1 because of just the fact they have hit after hit after hit that can go into any realm of R&B that you want. It's for some pop and the iconic Mr. Thong song. I'm sorry, that can't go away. But with that, I appreciate y'all. We are now going to go into my riddles for next week. I actually prepared one. I don't have to do this off the dome. So going into next week is another topic that I don't know too much about, but I've been asked about. So I will sit back and have fun and let people argue as we go through an actor who used to live in the heart of Dixie, another actor who is a Man of Steel, used to be at least, one who used to run around with a hockey mask, and another who sings with glee. Well, you know what? Actually, we'll let two people sing with glee, make it a supersized episode with a bunch of shows that a lot of y'all love, and some of y'all don't watch it all, including myself. With that, Ryan, for RJ, Kenyon, Daryl, and thank you so much to my sister Tanisha. We are out of here.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit.